The one time in my life where physical harm against myself was actually something I thought about, something that came into my consciousness. The one time that ever happened, and I've never had it since, was when I crashed my hormones. And we'll get into the details in just a minute, but once that happened and harming yourself and thinking very, very negative, dark thoughts. Once I had those in my head, because I've always been a happy kid. I was a happy kid. I'm happy now. I've never had depression. I felt anxious from time to time, but I've never had anxiety. I've never had any mental health issues. But once those thoughts came into my head, I realized, wow, this hormonal stuff is kind of important. And luckily, it was there for about 36 hours. It felt absolute horrible. Felt like dog poo warmed up. And it was there very, very briefly until my estradiol came back into a normal range. But it made me realize that I can see how normal people can go from living a normal, decent life with a job and a wife and kids and responsibilities. They live in a normal existence, and how things could start sliding downhill and reach quite an extreme point as their hormones get worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, I messed mine up by taking anti-estrogen blockers, and these things were pretty powerful. They work, they do their job. But I was a stupid teenager. I was 19 or 20, I can't remember. But I was a little idiot, and I thought because I had chubby cheeks, I thought that estradiol was my problem. Couldn't possibly be 18% body fat, and I needed to lose the body fat. Whereas now I don't have chubby cheeks. They're relatively sharp because I'm like 9% body fat, and that's the real answer. But I thought estradiol was my problem. So get my estrogen down, I'll lose the chubby cheeks, and my muscles will be popping, and my testosterone will be higher. Truth is, I just crashed my estrogen. There's nothing wrong with my estrogen, and it went from average to zero. And when it did that, libido and sex drive and being able to perform in bed. Obviously, I couldn't do any of that, but that pales in significance to the power of just being absolutely miserable, depressed, obviously depressed, but thinking very, very dark, very negative thoughts about, is life even important? Yeah, things like that. Some very, very questionable things. And so yeah, you've got the hierarchy of problems here. Yeah, yeah, you can't perform in bed, but there's things that are, far more urgent than that. And so it made me take things a lot more seriously like that. I knew that testosterone was important, but uh, crashing any hormone, any important hormone, including estradiol, is enough to completely mess with your brain. I was on the verge of tears the entire time. I did get work done. I remember writing some blog posts. I still managed to get work done, but I was miserable. I hated every single second of it. And this is where the Andrew Tates of this world, their mindset, technically they're not wrong. Like it doesn't matter how you feel. You can still get the work done. You can still lift the weights. My argument is that it's hideously unsustainable. If you were to feel that bad every day, week in, week out, month in, month out, everyone's got their breaking point. Eventually, you're just going to completely collapse eventually. So it's completely unsustainable. Whereas if you actually enjoy the grind, you enjoy the work, you enjoy your training program, you're that much more likely to stick to it long term. So you've got the short term focus and then the long term stuff. Enjoying it makes it a lot easier, and just not feeling like absolute crap makes things easier. So I still did get my work done, but that was for one day. That was for 36 hours. Imagine how horrendous anyone's life would be if they felt like that every day or every week or every month. So if you have mental health problems, or emotional instability, or you can't seem to stick to anything, I would say definitely check your testosterone, check your estradiol, check your free test, and check all the other things. Because I guarantee something in there is off. You don't want to crash your testosterone, but you don't want to crash your estradiol. You don't want to crash any of these things. Get some blood work done. Make sure these things, if you've got the right lifestyle, these numbers should be in the right ranges. We're talking diet, sleep, training, all that good other stuff. Also look at endocrine disruptors. Plastics, the water quality, the fluoride in the water, the boxes you wear, the things you sleep in. Sleeping naked might actually be a good idea for a lot of people. All these different materials. The endocrine disruptors are the other big thing to look at. If your diet is genuinely good, your supplements are on point, your body fat percentage is on point, but your hormones are still off. But yeah, this is what I work on with clients. You need all the hormones to be in the right range, and then when they are, things like getting the work done, getting your career off the ground, these things become a lot more doable, a lot more sustainable, and a lot more enjoyable. I enjoy making these YouTube videos right now, but if I had zero estrogen in my body, I would not only hate it, I would come across as a weirdo on camera. Maybe you think I'm a weirdo anyway, who knows? But I would come across as just, like, I would be sluggish and I would have no energy, I can tell you that. And I would hate doing it. So just straight away, like, growing a business is going to be impossible if you've got messed up hormones. You've got to have these things on point. A blood test tells you all this, and then I will tell you what to do based on that blood test. But yeah, at the start of this video, I spoke about why I decided as a dumb teenager to hop on estrogen blockers. What my problem really was my body fat percentage was too high. This is also true for a good amount of you guys. It's very, very common in this modern world where it's very easy to consume too many calories and not move enough. It's not anyone's fault, but being aware of this is important. You want to check out this video where I talk about the lessons I learned from not just being sub 10% body fat, but getting to sub 10% body fat, which is the first step. This was a really popular video. You guys keep asking me, where is the link to this video? Because you want to find it and rewatch it. It was very, very insightful, very popular video. Check it out. I think there's some real truth bombs dropped in there.